Hello fellow friends, travelers. I want to make this little video for myself 50 days ago when I just started my trip, and hopefully I can help at least one person to enjoy their trip a little bit more. I want to talk about Honda Win, replica of Honda Win or Chinese copy of the Honda Win that every backpacker has. This bike, let me just say, it's a lot of fun. It's not the most reliable bike, but you're gonna love it. You're gonna get used to it. You're gonna go through a lot together. Honda Win is so good because of the four things. It's gonna break down 100%, and this actually makes your trip more interesting and more exciting because you're gonna have to interact with locals more. You're gonna have to find a mechanic. You're gonna need some guy to tow you to the mechanic. Also, when you drive it, vibrates like mad. Most of the things on Honda Win don't work, and it's a Chinese copy of Honda Win. However, don't worry, you're gonna love it. And it's still a bike, it's still a manual gearbox. You get to play a lot. You're gonna drive roads like this, see scenery like this. Things to think about when you buy Honda Win or Chinese copy of Honda Win. Usually they go at the price between $150 and $350, but I would say $350 is way too much, and only if it looks like a candy, buy one of those. But usually 200 or 250, that's what you're looking for. They all pretty much the same, and I would say there's no reliability with Honda Win. Also, if you're starting your trip, or if you're planning your trip at the moment, it's better to start biking trip in Hanoi and then go down south to Ho Chi Minh. It's easier and cheaper to buy a better bike in Hanoi because most of the travelers are going up north from Saigon. Make sure your Honda Win has blue card, the registration that comes with it, and when you're buying it, compare the plate number on your bike with the number on the card. It's not really needed for the police or anything else, it's just needed when you want to sell it, because otherwise you're gonna lose a lot of money. Check whether your horn on the motorbike works. You need to use your horn all the time when you're stopping, when you're overtaking. When someone overtakes you, bully pedestrians, bully cyclists. Yeah, bully them, because otherwise everyone else, big trucks, everyone bullies you. Also, when you're buying Honda Win, give it a proper test drive. Take your time, don't rush it. Seller wants to sell his bike. You can take as much time as you want. Take it on a more kind of empty road and push it in each gear. I would say try to give it a almost full throttle or full throttle at each gear and see how it sounds, how the bike behaves. This is something you want to do before you pay money to someone. When you have bought your bike, take it to a mechanic for the checkup. Ask him to drive it and listen to it. It's a good mechanic. It will take care of all the small problems for you. On the road, Honda Win is very fuel efficient. It can go 400 kilometers on a full tank. Full tank is around 7 liters and it's gonna cost you 120,000 dong, which is $5. You should change oil every 300 kilometers. It's gonna help you to keep engine in a better shape. It will help with overheating problem. Every time you take your bike for the oil change, I would suggest you to ask your mechanic to oil the chain and tighten it to prevent chain from breaking or falling off. Going downhill on Honda Win, it is very important to use your gears to brake. What I mean by that is keep your bike in gear and use brakes at the same time to slow yourself down. It will reduce the strain you put on the brakes. Going uphill is all about the momentum. So if you see a big hill, accelerate appropriately so you have some momentum to climb it without any gear shifts. For the people who are worried about the police or who are worried about I never driven a bike, let me tell you that I don't have a driving license, not even for the bike. And I've been driving Honda Win around Vietnam for 50 days. Police doesn't care whether you have license or not. However, police on the road from Mui Ne to Dalat will take your money and will stop you. If you still want to take this route, then prepare 300,000 Vietnamese dong in a separate pocket with your blue card in it, and just give it to them and pretend like you don't speak any English. Don't make it easy for them. It is nothing to be afraid of, it's not a scary experience. Main advice: be decisive and expect stupid things from big vehicle drivers. Anticipate something stupid so you are prepared for it when it happens. This is the dragonfly, and it's called dragonfly because it vibrates a lot and it also can fly sometimes. Phone holder is something to keep in mind whether the bike you're buying has it or not. If you have a phone holder, don't use it outside the cities on the roads where you go fast, because there's usually some pothole you don't expect and you're gonna hit it and your phone is gonna go flying. I would recommend using a phone holder in the cities only. When you go slower and you take your time turning, otherwise use your GPS through the headphones only. It's a little bit more complicated, but you get used to it. Also, you develop a relationship with the GPS lady. It makes your trip not so lonely. This tire is in pretty good condition, and you're gonna need it in good condition because you're gonna brake, you're gonna go on the bad roads, it's gonna be raining, it's gonna be muddy, so it's a very important thing to, at least if you didn't check it when you bought your bike, make sure you replace it. It's gonna cost you around $5. Make sure your chain is well oiled and it's not as loose as this one here. It's due for the tightening today. Alright guys, this is the gearbox, and we can see the pedal has the front and the back part. This is for your ball of the foot, and this is for the heel. What you have to remember, if you press the clutch, left side, this is the clutch. You press the clutch, we don't know which gear it's in, it's probably neutral. So what we do, we press clutch, we go down, just to make sure that it's all the way down. It's in first gear, most likely. So first gear, release the clutch, push the throttle, then you press the clutch, you go back, press it with the heel or lift it up, so it goes second, then you go third, and then you go fourth gear. If you want to go back, clutch, second, first, all the way down. The neutral is a bit tricky to find because neutral is in between the first and the second gear. So it's in the first now, all the way down, and then this is the neutral. And this is the second. Because neutral is in between the first and the second. It's like 1.5. It's really hard to find, and you just have to feel it with your bike.